All right, hello everyone, and welcome to PowerPoint 2, Lesson 2 of Unit 1 Legal Studies, Area Study 3, Civil Liability. Today, we're going to be moving on from just like the principles of civil law and the things that make up civil liability, where we looked at the breach, causation, limitations of actions, standard, burden of proof, etc., and that there has to be loss. And this time we're going to specifically be looking at just the possible participants in a civil case. Hopefully, you think this is, I'm not just recording back to back, because now I'm wearing a hat and it looks like I'm recording on a different day. So let's get into what we are going to be looking at. All right, so possible participants in a civil dispute. All right, so possible plaintiffs in a civil dispute. So we've got three main ones here. We have the aggrieved parties, the person whose rights have been infringed, that have been wronged, and who have suffered some kind of loss. So the person whose rights have been infringed, they're going to have suffered some kind of economic, mental kind of loss that might have occurred, and they're a possible plaintiff. An insurer, sometimes insurance companies who have made a payment to a client can try and recover this payment back from a defendant who has caused the loss to the insurance company's client. So if you've had a car accident and you've claimed insurance, the insurer may then take civil action against the person who's caused that accident to occur to recoup their expenses. And then there could be other victims, so family and friends who suffered due to the harm caused by the aggrieved party. So if, say for example, something happened to my partner Rachel and I was really affected by that, I could take action against the person who caused that harm and take them to court to try and get some kind of reparations or some kind of remedy for my suffering. And then we've got possible defendants to a civil dispute. So they come up as, we've got four main ones that occur here. I know that four is this many, not this many, four. So first up, we've got the wrongdoer. So the person who causes the harm to the plaintiff. They're the most obvious one. 9 times out of 10, it is going to be them being the wrongdoer and being the plaintiff, being the defendant in that case. Then we've got insurers. So sometimes the plaintiff can sue the insurer of the person who caused the loss. So if the person who caused the loss can't afford to pay the remedy or damages, sometimes people will actually take action against their insurer to get that compensation back. And then we've got the employer. So if the employee was acting in the course of employment when the wrong occurred, the employer can be sued and found vicariously liable. This happens a lot in disputes where teachers breach their duty of care. People actually end up suing the Department of Education as the employer, and that ends up being the defendant in those cases. And then lastly, others involved in the wrongdoing. So anyone who encouraged, organized, planned, or were directly involved. So it's kind of like your accessories, people who aid and abet or like egg on the situation. So if someone's making them continue infringing upon rights, or they have like kind of made someone breach their duty of care, they can also be a possible defendant in these cases. So this one's super short. So we've got our possible plaintiffs, so insurers, the person who's been wronged, or the aggrieved party, and potential other victims. And then we've got our defendants, which there's four of them: the wrongdoer, insurers, employers, and others involved in the wrongdoing. And that's it. That's this whole video. We've been talking for a whole almost 4 minutes. So I hope that didn't blow your minds with how much content there was. You just need to know these different participants in civil cases and be able to identify them if you're given a case study, to identify who is the plaintiff, who's the defendant, and what their role in the case is. So thank you for watching this. I hope it's been helpful. This was a really easy one for me to do because it was so short. If you have any questions at all, leave me a comment below, send me a message, start a chat, send me an email. I'm more than happy to help. And then next up, we'll start talking about specifically tort law and negligence, which it's a weird thing to say, but I find negligence to be really interesting, and negligence is my favorite part of civil law to talk about. So we'll get into that in a lot more detail, and I will see you then. Have a great day. Bye.